Yes, I grew up in Minnesota. I know, being this white, I'd either have to be the Midwest or Middle Earth. Yeah, this is like elf level pale. I mean, has anyone seen the new or the new Lord of the Rings series? Yeah, okay. For those of you who haven't, seems like a whole room. I will give you a brief synopsis. Okay? Smart woman at the top of her field, badass killer of orcs, warns of a great evil. The men in charge ignore her, and chaos ensues. You know, the stuff of fantasy. Yes, so Minnesota's a weird place to grow up. You know, the bitter cold, it makes us very judgmental. It hardens us, it sharpens us, makes us listen to public radio. But it is passive aggressive, so you might not even notice. Give you an example. Oh, you're going outside in those boots is like the worst insult imaginable. Yeah, here's another one. You may have heard of that bitter rivalry between Minnesota and Wisconsin. All true. Runs so deep, we refuse to win a Lombardi trophy. Yeah, you don't hear Lizzo singing about no Green Bay Packers. So I met my husband Fred in Minneapolis, and people don't seem to realize how much weather plays a part of dating in the Midwest. You know, yeah, you might, okay. So, I mean, when it is January and 30 below, no one is going out without plans. You look at each date and you think, is it worth it? Is he Parka worthy? Well, Fred did turn out to be Parka worthy. So my father was Catholic, my mother was Methodist, and I married a Lutheran. And in the Midwest, that is considered a diverse family. Now, like all Midwesterners, my family wields passive aggression like a weapon. Okay, my sister has taken to sending me these videos about how great basic things are. You know, like pumpkin spice lattes, live, laugh, love wall art, virgin river memes. You know, the stuff you'd find on the average white woman Instagram. Which is basically her taking a scalpel to me and shouting, conform with each tiny little stab. But I have refused. I became extra by not subscribing to country living. Yeah, I know the bar is low in my family. And I really don't care if they call me part of the West Coast liberal elite. I'm never having one of those barn door closet things. I mean, what the hell are those? Yeah. So now that we have all grown so close, I'm going to share a dark family secret. So my late mother, actually both my parents are dead. I'm kind of like an orphan. Yeah. I will take your sympathy in forms of social media likes and follows. I'm the Nicole Blessing on Instagram and TikTok. But yeah, my late mother read in a ladies' home journal that cottage cheese was a viable substitute for ricotta, made for some real sad Midwestern lasagna. Now, I did have a cousin who was an arms dealer that died in a deal gone wrong, but you know, it was really the ricotta that stayed with me. Yeah. So, you know, being from the Midwest, we're a little bit more on the reserved side, and so it was a bit of a culture shock when I had a breast cancer scare a few years ago. Turned out I'm okay, but I was left with feeling like half of LA has examined my boobs. You know, they all just casually stand there and talk to you like they're not squeezing and pinching and looking for lumps. You know, once they find something, you are locked in. The constants in my life have become death, taxes, and that yearly appointment with Nellie, the nurse practitioner. Yeah, it's not great. Perky technician explained to me that you have really dense tissue, but it's okay. It keeps them defying gravity, but on normal machines, yeah, they look riddled with cancer. But it's okay, because we have a more expensive machine for that. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, there's always a more expensive machine. Introducing the 365-degree mammogram. Yeah, it looks like one of those torture traps from Saw. You know, and this hobbit-like technician comes out, you know, contorts you into position. Yeah, and they always like to point out, how they need to adjust the machine. Like someone my height couldn't possibly have cancer. You know, and after they get me, you know, leaning back, arm up, head back, contorted feeling like I'm ready to audition for Cirque du Soleil, compressed, they ask, "Are you okay? Do you need anything?" "Why, yes, a nice, refreshing glass of water would be nice." "No, it is bad bitch o'clock. Let's do this." And that is my time. I am Nicole Blessing. Thank you so much.